The pandemic and the Tokyo Olympics, which is supposed to be held last year, 2020, now is pinned for this year, another 45 to 50 days. But before I discuss and share with you some perceptions or insights about the unfolding turbulence of this pandemic on the sports community, the sports matter, when the word Tokyo comes, friends, please forgive me, it has a touch of nostalgia. It has, I don't know, and I don't blame you, but I think my age group, my generation would remember one of the most famous movies of its time, something called Love in Tokyo, which was perhaps somewhere in 1966. And we had this very, very handsome young man, Joy Mukherjee, great actor of his time, and Asha Parak, as usual, with her, wonderful sparkling eyes and dancing. And there was this famous song, Sayonara. Sayonara was the rage of those times. I always get into a fantasy, but let me just get back to the hard reality, talking about the pandemic and Tokyo Olympics, dear friends. Now, here is a situation where 70% of the population of Japan are adamant against, and they've launched a campaign to neutralize the very idea of Olympics happening. They're mortified, they're afraid. Nobody wants an accidental or revival of pandemic again. No way. The Prime Minister also has a dilemma, much as he's aware of everything, but the amount of investment that has gone in the infrastructure, about the stadiums and the hotel and the related kind of expenses that go with it, tie up with the multi-corporate financial institutions, and also to somehow make the Japanese economy resilient once again. Now, if it is not going to happen, it will be a monumental tragedy. Thanks to, I say it with a lot of bad blood, to the pandemic that this has caused this terrible tragedy. But the decision lies with the IOC, the International Olympic Committee. They'll take the final call. The Japanese Prime Minister is desperately trying to see that it does happen. Another angle to this is that, Olympics will, at least this time, something which started in Athens in 323, in history, the flame. Can you imagine, only twice the Olympics were stopped, 1916, 1944, because of the World War. But now with this invisible enemy which has rocked the world, once it got stopped, which is last year, the chances are not very bright this time also. Olympics will be very, very different, dear friends. It will be not the usual contingents, and you always feel a wave of pride when Indian contingents go around with their costumes and national patriotism and band. It's very sad. The fanfare and the gala mood, the sense of thrill. It's going to be very, very sober and subdued. And most of the sports international personalities will be performing in a bubble. They'll be locked up in the hotel. They'll be tested twice just to check up whether you not got the virus. It's very sad, but that's the hard reality. We got IPL, which was knocked out, wasn't it? And soccer in Europe has suffered. It's not the same old thing, the stadiums full of stampede and shouting and waving. Not so for the time being. This is just one dimension of the pandemic which has hit globally. And now it's going to be very interesting to watch what happens in Tokyo. I don't know what you like to think, but I will end up with saying that, the show must go on. The show must go on. And we have to move forward. For the sports community and all of us, we are watching anxiously. Good day, good day.